I want you to stop scrolling for a second and close your eyes. Imagine the deepest, darkest pit you've ever been in. The kind where every direction looks the same. No path, no escape. It's like you're clawing at the walls and each handful of dirt crumbles right back into your face. You feel stuck. Sound familiar? Maybe you're there right now. Maybe you've been there before, and those memories still sting. Maybe you're even terrified because you see yourself heading back to that pit. But guess what? That pit isn't the end. It never was, and it never will be. It's the starting line for your ultimate transformation. So let's talk about rising from that pit. Let's talk about becoming the raging phoenix you were born to be. Do you know what a phoenix does? It combusts, violently, some would say. But from those ashes, it transforms into something otherworldly, something that cannot be touched, something unstoppable. You might think, sure, that's an ancient myth. It's a nice allegory. But let me tell you, it's a reflection of you. It's a universal truth embedded in human potential. No one escapes hardship, failure, or struggle, no matter how perfect their life might seem on the surface. Every single one of us, at least once in our lives, will face the type of adversity that either breaks us or forces us to completely rebuild. When you hit rock bottom, you have a choice. You can sit in the ashes and accept defeat, or you can harness that fire and rise blazing. But how? First things first. You have to acknowledge the fire without fear. Understand this. Fire doesn't just destroy. It purifies. It refines. Gold isn't gold until it's melted down, sorted from the impurities, and reshaped. That pain you're feeling? That's your fire. Every single doubt, every setback, every ounce of guilt, disappointment, or heartbreak, that's your fuel. Don't hate the fire. Instead, ask yourself, why is this here? What is lighting me up, consuming me, and shaping me into something new? When you view rock bottom as your rebirth instead of your demise, your story begins to change. But let's be real. Seeing rock bottom as an opportunity doesn't negate how much it hurts. Pain isn't something you can fast forward through or skip over like it's a bad scene in a movie. Nope. There's no avoiding it. You need to walk through it, face it head on. And that's the hardest part, isn't it? Sitting in discomfort, doubting yourself, wondering if you're even capable of rebuilding. You are capable. Let me say that louder for the voice in your head telling you otherwise. You are capable. Not some future version of you. Not a version of you with more resources or better timing. Right here, right now, you have what it takes to start. Will it be easy? Never. Will it be worth it? Always. Let's break this down step by step. When you're at rock bottom, clarity is one of the first gifts you'll find. Once you allow yourself to look, the noise gets stripped away, the distractions, the superficial concerns, the fake smiles, all gone. It's just you and your choices. As painful as that realization can be, it's also liberating. Without all the excess things clouding your vision, you can finally see what matters most. What do you care about? What fuels you? What is one tiny step you can take today that moves you even a centimeter towards those things? Action is the second critical step, and it starts small. I'm not talking about leaping from 0 to 100. I'm talking about crawling to 1. Write down one thing you can control. Drink one more glass of water. Make one phone call you've been putting off. Go for one 5-minute walk. You don't have to conquer the mountain overnight. All you need to do is take that first step. Because here's the truth. Momentum builds, but only if you start moving. Each action, no matter how small, chips away at the belief that you're powerless. It reminds you that you're capable of creating change, slowly but surely igniting that fire from within. But let's address something else. Isolation. When you're down, it's easy to believe you're the only one struggling. It's the kind of lie that thrives in the dark. Whispers telling you no one cares, no one understands, and no one will notice if you just stay down. Those whispers are nonsense. You are not alone. This world is full of others who've sat in that dark pit and found their way out, bruised, battered, but stronger than before. And here's the wild part. They're rooting for you even if you can't hear them yet. Connection is a lifeline. Don't be afraid to reach for it. If you can't find someone to pull you up, then lean on someone who's been where you are. Read their story, listen to their words, let their strength pour into you until it kickstarts your own. Ask yourself this: who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they builders, igniters, or are they detractors, pulling you further into the pit? Once you start taking those small, consistent steps forward and connect with people who lift you, you'll notice something magical begins to happen. Perspective shifts. The pit that felt endless no longer seems infinite. The weight gets lighter as you grow stronger. You're not just surviving anymore, you're thriving, step by fiery, determined step. Here's the curveball I promised. This transformative journey is not about turning into a new person. You don't need to become someone you're not to rise. You don't need to erase your past or pretend your pain doesn't exist. Transformation is realizing that within the ashes of that lowest moment lie the most essential and powerful parts of you. The gritty resilience, the untapped creativity, the raw passion to live. That's all buried within you, waiting to ignite. The phoenix wasn't born when it rose. The phoenix was born when it realized it could rise. And here's what no one tells you. Rebuilding doesn't mean climbing back to what you once had. It means creating something new, something unshakable. Your old life? It's gone, and that's okay. Grieve it, but don't dwell on it. What's ahead is exactly what you're meant to build. This isn't the end of your story. This is the chapter that changes its entire trajectory. They say some things have to fall apart for better things to come together. But they're wrong. Better things don't just passively arrive. Better things are built with fire, grit, and fierce intention. So, this is your invitation. Let this message be the spark. Let it ignite the ember waiting in your chest, that tiny flicker you thought was gone. Stand up, dust yourself off, and take even the smallest first step. Rise as the radiant force you were always meant to be. Because listen, the world hasn't seen anything like you yet. Save this for the days you doubt, for the moments you falter, and for the times when the fire seems dim. Save this for when you need to remember one thing and one thing only. You are the phoenix rising from your ashes.